Haiti borders with the Dominican.
Her name is Serena Buffalino. They call her Mrs. B, and her class always begins with a pledge.
Something local, something global. Haiti.
They're words that carry weight here. Helping yourself means helping others, giving back, here and a world away in Haiti.
And nobody's helping them, except for people like us.
It was through her the class learned of Haiti, of the nearly 1 million orphans, many with no school, no support, no Mrs. B in their lives.
They could not wrap their head around that.
Mrs. B's students are among Toronto's most at risk. Their challenges vary from emotional and behavioral difficulties to learning disabilities. Their trauma is so severe they can't function in a regular school setting, and we aren't allowed to show most of their classmates.
For most of the kids, most of society has turned them away. And in this classroom, they're accepted. They're accepted no matter what for who they are.
Take Yolanda. She came here last year so burdened and withdrawn, she would often fall silent, sometimes for days on end. It was, she says, Mrs. B's patience, her quiet encouragement, that saved her.
She actually saves people's lives from dangers.
And perhaps that's why these marginalized kids feel such a kinship with the orphans of Haiti, and why they were moved to act.
And so when Yolanda and Jackie and Patrick said, well, Miss B, we need to build them a school.
Build a school, no easy task. They started out raising money. They sold samosas, washed cars, screened movies, you name it. And in just a few months, this little class raised $20,000. So much, it's not just a one-room schoolhouse they can build, but a full 3-story school. And so Mrs. B set off on a journey she'd dreamed of, up into the dusty mountains above Port-au-Prince to a town called Canaan. It's home to thousands of earthquake refugees who live with no running water, no electricity, and no school, until now. The first step was a temporary school. It's up and running. 53 students already in uniform. The permanent school for 250 is growing from its foundations.
It makes me want to cry because she just makes me feel so awed, and I'm very proud of her.
All of this because of a handful of students back in Canada. And Mrs. B, the teacher who believed in them.
These are for you.
At another fundraiser, a special tribute to the students, accepted by someone who, without Mrs. B, might not be here.
They believe in me and I believe in them, and together we not only change our lives, but we change the world around us.
For inspiring great things and seeing the potential in everyone, Serena Buffalino is this week's Everyday Hero.
This is the reason why I do what I do, is because of Yolanda and all the...
Hello, hello. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you doing this morning? Oh, Barbara Beckley.
I feel like it's been forever.
I know. I know. Between having my eye surgery and then being, and being away and it was just craziness. But you know what? Don't we love modern technology?
Oh,
So
yes, we do.
welcome, everybody to the Time to Shine Happiness Show. Way!
Smile.
And I was just the other day, I have to share this with you. And then we'll tell who we are. I was looking for like 3-word quotes, and it's like smile is in so many of the quotes. Smile. It can change the life of somebody that you smile at, and it changes. And smile at yourself. So
Yes.
smile at yourself in the mirror.
So, okay, so now we're talking about smiling. I know we got to get to introducing ourselves, but I just want to add to that. I learned something just a few days ago about smile. So I was on another platform talking, and I was talking about how, it's so important to not frown and, just to be this way.
Yeah.
And it's so much energy to be like,
Right.
So I found out that they said there are 19 ways to smile.
What?
And I was like, what? Yeah, I know. I was like, what?
Who knew?
So I was trying to test it out. I'm like, okay, 19. I mean, I could hit maybe 2 or 3, but 19, Barbara. I was like, okay. So I was trying to do all different stuff.
Oh, okay. So, all right.
Isn't that weird? I found it on Google University, and I was like, I got to tell Barbara this, because I know we're always talking about smile and being happy and everything. And that's just kind of a little known fact that we didn't know. Right. Like you say, you don't know what you don't know. Okay, right. Now I know to work on 19 smiles.
Right. And isn't the funny thing is that here we are. It's like the synergy that you and I have. I'm going to brag on us for just a second. Because we're the BBs. Yeah, the BBs. And the synergy that we have together, it's like we seem to come up with the same. It's like, oh yeah, we heard that. It's like the universe is talking to us both at the same time.
Yeah, the universe has to help us out, because we're not together all the time. So we got to make sure when we do come together, we're in sync.
Exactly. And it's absolutely the truth. And so anyway, I'm Barbara Ellison, and I'm on a mission to make happiness the norm rather than the exception, because I truly believe that each and every one of us, we deserve to lead happy, healthy, financially free, abundant lives. And for myself, I love working with midlife men and women who want to take charge of their health, to get to be the best ever version of themselves. That self-confident, well-toned, energetic, that version of themselves. And it's possible. I'm living proof. I feel better now at 71 than I did at 42.
Every time you say that, it's just amazing to me. And I'm just so happy I have hope. Yeah. Every time we talk and I see you, you just give me so much hope.
Yeah. So tell us about you, and then we'll talk about the subject for today, which is, are you having fun?
Okay, and we can do a little smile, because I got some other things about that. So my name is Barbara Beckley, and I am over the Diamond Factor LLC, which basically does 2 things. First, helps people, especially women. I like to work with women, to talk about their purpose, what they're supposed to do. Is it their work? What are they need to change? Whatever. And we talk about that. We dig deep, and then once we get that, then I say, okay, now people got to know your awesome diamond that was in you that's bringing you out. And we give them visibility, and we give them interviews and TV streaming shows. And that's what I do. I'm kind of like that middle cheerleader to say, get up there. You need to speak. Right. You need to do that. Exactly. like Barbara said, we got the confidence and stuff going. Now let's just put it out there so everybody can see you. Because if they don't see you, they don't know who you are, and they're not going to be able to reach to you. So that's what I do. That's in a nutshell. That's what I do.
And I am so grateful for that, because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have this platform. Wow. And so I am so grateful that when you when you offered this to me, I was like, oh,
we were well, first of all, you got to tell the bigger story, because remember, I was kind of way at the beginning, and
Oh,
then you
well,
told
yeah.
me, and then I got it together.
Exactly. One of the things is and it'll tie in with our subject of the day and what our guest Michelle is going to be talking about too. Are you having fun? Okay, so when Barb first came to me and said, "Gee, Barb, let's do a happiness show. Would you like to do a happiness show?" I said, "Absolutely, love to do it, but I won't do it alone." And she went, "What do you mean you won't do it alone?" I said, "Yeah, no. I know that part of my happiness comes from being part of a team. And that's my personality science training. I know that I like to be part of a team. It would not be fun for me to do it by myself. I can do it by myself, and I will do it by myself when the need arises, but not on a steady diet of it. That's not fun to me. I want to have a co-host." So I went, "Barb, I want you to be my co-host because I think because of just what we talked about at the beginning of the show, I think we have synergy together and it's like we are on the same wavelength. I think we would have a good show that we could do together." So now I'm going to let Barb tell her side of that. So she finally said, "Fine, Barb, I will be your co-host." Unbeknownst to me, now I'm going to let her tell the other part of the backstory.
Barbara told the majority of it, but I was on the other end because I'm always, like I said earlier, I want to give people the platform so they can do their thing. They're just under I'm like sponsor, but you do your thing, you do your show. And she just said, but I used to, Barbara, this is how I work. I need to have somebody with me because I'm a nurturing and all. And I was like, but back in my mind, I'm like, but I'm trying to make her sure she can do that. And then some just clicked and said, okay.
She finally gave in.
Let's do this. Let's do this. And when we first started, I was kind of going to be like, she didn't know, but I was going to be pulling back little by little. She was going to understand that I was going to just be putting her up there and just say, oh, I can't do this. And the more I said I was going to do that, the more I'm like, I'm enjoying this. Wait a minute. No, I don't think I want to pull back. I think I want to go forward with this. So that's what happened. And that's why we're here today, the BBs. Because I gave in. I'm so glad that I did that because we're one of the number one shows on under the Diamond Factory Experience show. Yes, I had to say that.
And we've been on since it was a year on June 6th.
Yes, we made our year, and now this Friday is going to be a year for me doing the Diamond Factor show under E360. So we're going to be celebrating that this week. So see, we're doing milestones here. Our show a year. And then the whole Diamond show that I basically created every year. Yeah. Awesome.
Right.
Awesome.
And the thing is, we're having fun.
Yeah, we are.
And so that's what I want to just share my little thing of why it's so important to have fun.
Okay.
Because when you're having fun, you don't give in to overwhelm. Because part of it is if you're not having fun, there's something wrong with what you're doing. And because when there's something wrong, that's leading to stress and overwhelm. And I was there before I started doing all what I'm doing now. I was overwhelmed because I was trying to do things that, number one, didn't align with me, but that's part of the learning curve. But part of the criteria of your learning curve should be, do you enjoy doing it? If you're not enjoying doing it, don't do it. And I mean, you can learn to do some things that you absolutely need to do. Yes. But if you're trying to do it constantly and you're not having fun, then it becomes a chore. Anyways, one of the things, everybody has an opinion of what you should do. Everybody. One of my friends says, oh, Barb, you need to do videos on TikTok. And, oh, Barb, you need to do reels on Instagram. And, oh, Barb, you need to do Facebook Lives. But that one I like. That one I like. So that one I'm willing to do. But, you need to do Clubhouse. You need, and I'm like, yeah, but you cannot do everything. The thing is that we have to remember, as business people, business owners, you have to have customers. You have to have clients because you have to have people because people buy products and buy services. How you find the people is up to you. So find the ways that you like to do. So one of the things that I have absolutely realized is that I like finding people by celebrating with them.
Mm.
So I celebrate with them and send them birthday funds and send them memes and little quotes, and I celebrate when they have a new role or a new promotion or or a work anniversary. I want to celebrate with people. And that's how I'm building relationships. And then out of those relationships, I am building, because people want, you want to find the people who want what you have to offer. Oh,
Wow.
wow. So find what you really like to do. And doing the birthday messages and doing my Facebook lives, that's my vibe. I like doing it now. But before I was trying to do things that, like a friend of mine, love her dearly, but she was teaching me when I was out in Denver to do reels.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what? I don't particularly like doing them. To me, they're a chore. So why would I'm not going to do that. But that I love the fact, I love watching hers. I love watching the reels or doing the Facebook stories. I do a Facebook story, but
Yeah.
I do it as my prayer every day. And I do that out there, and I have people that follow that because it's like, oh, Barb, thanks for the prayer. I needed to hear it. That kind of thing. So the lesson for me that I have learned in the last really 2 weeks is find the thing that you love to do. Find the one thing that you really like to do, the thing that resonates with you, that brings you joy, and do that thing. Do it a lot, and you'll have a successful business.
I am so glad that you said all of that. Especially when it goes into the zone of the social media and all the different tools with that.
Exactly.
Because I'm always showing, especially the women, that's another thing I do, is that you don't have to be on every platform or every
Exactly.
mechanism that they have out there if it's not resonating with your clients or with you.
Right.
I know people be like somebody, okay, prime example. I had a client and they had a Facebook group and they came to me like, I don't know what should I do, Barbara? I need to get engagement. I'm just and I said, okay, well, first of all, let's start at the beginning. Why did you create the Facebook group? What was the main purpose? What was the goal to the Facebook group? And she said, to be honest with you, somebody told me to create one.
Yeah, that's why I did my group. Not going anywhere.
I said, okay, now you need to go back to that person and ask them, okay, why did you tell me to create this Facebook group?
Yes.
No, I was messing with her. But the moral of the whole thing is that you need to understand what the purpose is. I'm always talking about purpose. I was like, what is it? And that's anything that you do. That was just one example. So if you don't like doing reels, then don't do reels. There's so many other things to do. You like Facebook Lives. I like Facebook Lives.
I love doing this show.
Yeah. I like doing these shows. I like, coming on. That's the kind of stuff. And people resonate with you because what's funny? When you like something that's really powerful and passionate to you, it seems like people just gravitate.
Exactly.
Because they know that you like it. It's like, ooh, I like this. Even though sometimes in my mind like, So yeah, I love what you said. And it's so important to love what you do because when you don't love what you do, it's just like you said, you're going through that.
You're going through the motions.
Yeah.
And which is part of why, and I think why this is going to lead into what Michelle talks about too, is that because when you're not enjoying what you're doing, you're not productive.
Oh no.
Because you're putting off you're putting it off. I have got a whole in my phone of all these little 15-second videos that I took to do reels.
Okay. You got to get them out of there, huh?
I've got I have to get them off my phone. And but the thing is that I'm not saying that I am never going to do reels.
No.
Just not right now.
Yeah.
It's not my vibe. It's not my jam. It's not my, that not what I'm aligned with right now. Yeah. But so find the thing, and only one or two. Do not try to do more than that. Unless you have a VA that's going to do whole bunches of stuff for you, absolutely. Maybe you could possibly do more, but you can't possibly give the attention that you need. If you want to build your business through attraction marketing and through people, unless you have the financial wherewithal to put out ads that are going to attract people, you got to start with you got to it starts with relationships, because people buy from people.
That they can trust, like,
Who knew?
yeah,
That
like
they
they
know, like, and trust.
feel like and trust. Yeah. And like you said, put the time and effort. I always tell people it takes time to build things. When you're like here, here. I'm like, I don't care how much you're like, I'm everywhere. How are you really being productive in all those areas? Just you.
Right.
So unless you, like you say, you have a VA, and even with that, you got to be careful.
But you still have to be able to follow up with the stuff
Follow
that
up.
they're
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah. That's what I said. So yeah. So like you said, Barbara, we're not saying to not do whatever, but just like you said, really want to be productive and be happy
Exactly.
and flowing in what you're
Right.
doing. Yeah. Yeah.
Because the people that your tribe will hear your voice.
Yes.
It really will. And one of the things that I was listening to just the other day was about what's it, like if everybody always says, "What's your why?" Well, one of his things is that what's your wish? If you had, what would you wish for? And it gave me pause, because what, your wishes can change. Your big why, I think, doesn't change, but because you want financial freedom, or whatever that big. But what's your wish? Well, I realized that my wish is that I want to totally have a paid up lifestyle. That I can just, whatever. But why do I want that? Was the next question. Why do I want that? Well, I want to be able to spend 2 months in the beach, 2 months in the mountains, and 2 months in the desert. And in between those times, I want to drive drive around the country to my destinations in my drivable RV that has a garage.
Love it.
And it was like, well, so then why do you want that? Why do you want to be able to do that? And then that goes deeper into your why. And my why is because I want to be able to be lavishly, abundantly generous to people, everybody that I meet. If they have a need, I want to be able to just lavishly give out of my abundance to be able to give to them. And it was like, oh, wow. So, and it was like, oh, but it was a thought process. And if anybody wants to know about that thought process, reach out to me and I'll share it with you. I'll do an exercise with you.
Well, first of all, thanks for getting to your why. Explain that to us. And I just want to say that, how you said we have that synergy. You just did it again, because you got to that core why. And I want to do the same exact thing. I mean, when you said it, I was like, she has my heart, because I do that too.
Which is why we had to be partners and the BBs.
We want to help
and
people.
Why we're successful. Why we are creating a successful show.
Yeah. So see, Barbara, I love your why. And see, another thing before we bring on the wonderful Michelle is that it's wonderful when you find others to collaborate that has that same type of why and that same type of passion. Because I feel like when you come together like that, it explodes even bigger.
This is exploding into the universe as we speak.
Yes. See, the universe is hearing what you said, so it's going to come to you, Barbara. You're going to be lavish. You're going to have the money. You'll be able to travel. It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Putting it out in there.
Put it out there.
Absolutely.
Well, we got to go to our sponsors real quick now before we get to our wonderful guest, Michelle. So let's go to our sponsor. We'll be right back. We will be right back.
Hello, hello. Hi, Michelle. How are you?
Hello, ladies. So great to be here today with you guys.
Oh,
Yes. Love it, love it. I love when wonderful, spectacular, incredible guests come on our show. So thank you, Michelle, for being on the Time to Shine Happy to Show.
I was introduced to Michelle. Oh, gee, how long has it been? Years.
Oh,
Few
yeah.
years. Few
Wow.
years.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. We met several years ago through Power Team. And she always impressed me that number one, she could get up on stage and just talk, and it sounded so natural, and it was like, ooh, that's what I want to aspire to. And just some of the things that Michelle talked about, so which is what we're going to talk about today. And just being productive and getting it together. So Michelle, I'm going to let you introduce yourself and how you came to be where you are and what you're doing. And she's got some new ventures that she's doing too, which is part of productivity.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, thank you again for having me. I really, really appreciate having me on. I haven't been speaking a whole lot lately, so this is good to kind of jump back in the saddle for a little bit, so to say. But yeah, so I'm Michelle Gwynn. I'm a mom of 4 and happily married to my love. And I guess you could say I spent about 25 years in corporate America, did my time in the cubicle. And a few years ago, I just came to the realization that I could not see myself sitting there in that corporate cubicle for the next 25 years of my life. So I started looking for ways that I could get back home and, just be able to have that freedom. That's what you guys were talking about, being able to have the freedom, Barbara, and do what you want when you want to do it and have that financial freedom as well. So I started looking for ways, and actually I found the network marketing industry, which I think a lot of people find when they first start looking, work from home, and you can do it part-time with your job. And the funny thing is with that industry comes a side effect, and that is your mindset and personal development, because you have to be in the right frame of mind to be able to do a job like that, a business like that. And from that I got started into doing a bunch of personal development seminars and joining masterminds and hiring coaches. And I tell you, like, to be able to say that the person I am today versus the person I was back then is a completely different person. I'm an introvert, shy. Like, I always had the impression, oh, nobody wants to hear what I have to say. It's not important. And to being able to get up on stage and do a talk in front of hundreds of people, I mean, it's just amazing to me what can happen when you're able to, first of all, change your mindset and understand how your mindset works, and then also be able to step out of your comfort zone and do new and great things. And so that's what led me down to the road of being a public speaker and then creating a program on productivity, because I think it's so important. So many people today, and especially what I'm doing also as another business that I do, I hear people all day long, I don't have time. I don't have time. And you know what? It's not that you don't have the time. It's you don't make the time for the things that are important to you. Or actually, we do make the time for things that are important to you, but maybe we don't prioritize things that should be important to us. Right. So that's a huge thing I think that a lot of people are dealing with. So I wanted to be able to make an impact with people, not only to help them understand how their mindset affects every single thing that they do in your life, but also how to put some realistic practices into place that can help you find that time or prioritize your time for the things that you need to be doing to make yourself successful.
Yeah. And that goes along with what we talked about in the first half, is, because everybody is going to face obstacles. And so in this exercise that I've had to do this week is what are the obstacles that I can see? And most of them are limiting beliefs, but some of them are is that, I'm an outgoing person, and yet once in a while I have to force myself to get out of the loner me.
Mm.
Once in a while. I mean,
Mm.
once in a while I'm a loner. And so, but that all leads to productivity. And so I love what you just said, Michelle, is that we can learn to do the things to get out, to get past that.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I really love what Michelle said about too, when people, because I hear that all the time. It's almost like just a thing of the universe to always say, well, I'm so busy. I'm too busy. I can't get to the point where people are like, oh, I know you're busy, so I know you can't do that. And when I heard that coming back to me, that really alarmed me, because I'm thinking, okay, if you're already in your head thinking, oh, well, Barbara keeps, I'm just using an example. Well, Barbara keeps saying she's busy, then she's busy. She's too busy to help people. She's too busy to deal with her clients. She's too busy to talk to friends and family. And that's what was popping in my head all of a sudden. I was like, oh, this has to change. I don't want people thinking that I'm so, have so much stuff going on that I can't even, relate or build relationships. So that was like a alarm going in my head. So when people say, when I tell people, they say, well, I'm so busy. I said, no, you're not busy. You're just you're just categorizing where you need to go. Just like how Michelle said, you have to focus on things and
The
maybe
priorities.
delegate and prioritize.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the things that Barbara and I's one of our mentors says all the time is, "Are you living in Busyville?" And it's actually a place, and people go around all the time, just like you said. Oh, I'm busy. Oh, I'm busy. Well, what are you busy doing? That's my question to you. And you know what? I think a lot of people probably can't even answer that. You just
Right.
get such in the habit of saying, "Oh, I'm busy," but you have no idea what you're doing all day.
Right. Let's say one day Barb and I did a show on that we had both gone to Crazy Town.
Mm.
Remember that show with the two of us? It was like, oh brother, we've lost this weekend. We've been at Crazy Town, and that's Crazy Town is the worst part than Busyville.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get
I
caught.
I have an exercise that I like to tell people to do,
Oh, cool.
and it's
We'll take notes.
Yeah.
take notes because this is important. Take 3 days out of your life and write down every 15 minutes during the day what you just did. Whether it's Facebook, whether it was go get lunch, take a walk, sat on my phone, watch TikToks, whatever it was, and track 15 minutes of your time for the next 3 days. You're going to find out a lot about what you're doing during the day that's keeping you in Busyville. And you're going to find trends. So once you're able to find that and figure out what it is that you're actually doing all day, then you can take a step back and say, do I really need to be spending this much time doing this? Could I have done this instead? And then you start prioritizing the things that you know are going to help. Like, for example, if you're in a business, what are your income producing activities? What do you need to be doing to create that income for your business? And if you're not prioritizing that and you're doing other things like putting laundry in, washing the dishes, I mean, these are all
Playing
things that
on
need to be
Canva
done.
in my spot.
Yeah. Oh, watching TikToks. I have to be honest, that's my new obsession, whatever you want to call it.
Guilty pleasure. I don't know.
No,
That's what I
it's
tell people.
terrible. And I was one of those that said, I'm not getting on it because I've heard it's really bad and I'm not doing it. And then, Barbara, you said this earlier. People say, oh, you got to get on TikTok. You got to start making TikToks for your business. So I got on TikTok and I think I've made maybe 5. But here's my thing. And you said it, Barbara, too. I spent more time worrying and thinking about what I should video for my TikTok channel than actually being
Than actually
productive
doing
and
it.
actually putting things out there. And so, or doing research, trying to figure out what kinds of videos I should put out. And it's become a huge time waster for me. It's not for me because it takes too much of my energy
of my bandwidth.
To think about what can I do that's cute, or what can I do that's going to get all these views and everything. And it's even my coach, because I still work with coaches too. And even my coach was like, you know what, if this is taking out all this time and your energy, don't do it. Don't do it.
All right. Well, the biggest thing that you said well, you said a lot of powerful things, Michelle, but one thing I love what you said is, working on income producing activities. I have heard that in my head from not only you right now, but a lot of other coaches and people out there, that if it's not income driven, producing anything like that, then okay, you got to ask yourself, can you delegate that, or should you even be doing that? I mean, it's to that point. It's like, okay, can I delegate this, because I need to focus on this to create, the momentum of trying to my financial situation. We know what you're trying to do, and a lot of times we think that what we're doing is maybe that, but most of the time you can take that and give it to somebody else or what have you. And Barbara has done a wonderful job doing that. I'm so proud of you. You got a VA, and you put a lot of stuff on them to say, okay, I was doing all this, but I need you to do that.
Yeah,
I
got
need
to
you
the point.
to
It was like driving me crazy. Yeah.
So,
And that's the other thing you can do with that list of activities that you've done during the day, is then go and categorize it. Can I prioritize this? Can I outsource it? Can I delegate it? Do I really need to do it? Can I eliminate it? So that also will help you to say, okay, these are my activities that I'm doing every single day. Do I really need to be doing these?
Right. And one of the things that I heard from one of my mentors, he is a big believer in personal development. Yes. But he says for every 1 hour that you spend in personal development learning something, you have to spend the next hour spend an hour of putting into action what you have just learned.
Yes.
That's good.
That hit me like a ton of bricks. I went, ooh, because as he said, once in a while you get into the personal development loop, and you're just going around your and you know so much, and then you go into overwhelm because, I know how to do all this stuff, but I am not doing it.
Yeah.
For every hour. And I went, oh, because you know what? Until he said that, I realized that I wasn't doing that. I was all, because I love the learning. I love to do the learning. But Barbara, what you just learned, if you learn a strategy right now, okay, for the next hour or for the next 10 minutes or whatever, like Michelle does now, for the next 3 days, you're going to be doing this in that, then put the things that you're doing into practice. Ooh. What
That's
are you doing?
so important. So important. Because we can get stuck in learning mode and then never put anything into place.
Learningville is Busyville and Learningville.
Learningville, right? And Barb's a social media expert, and which is so cool. But so you can take like we talked in the first half, find the one thing that you like to do that resonates with you, but then put it into practice and do it a lot. Find that one thing. Barb can help you find that one thing. If you want to build your business on social media, which now, I mean, for me personally, I can't imagine not building a business on social media, because you can build worldwide.
Yes.
Who would not want to do that? However, if you have a brick and mortar business, great. You still have to find customers. So what are you going to do, whether it's direct mail or print ads or whatever it is? Find the thing that you like to do, that you are passionate about and that resonates with you, and then do that a lot.
Yeah. I wanted to say real quickly, going back to the Learningville, everything's the bills now. I like this. That I totally get it, because I get upset at myself now. You know how sometimes you buy those little, this is $17-$20, and you get this package of goodies, like, how to do your business, or how to, get 500 scripts for social media quotes and all that kind of stuff. So it is real cheap. You're like, and then you buy it, they send you an email, and then guess what happens?
You never look at it.
You never
Shelf help. That's what shelf help. That's what we call shelf help. I have many of those.
And now I'm looking for them.
I have a list of my self-help. And now some of them are probably totally obsolete.
Mm-hmm.
But it's funny because I was looking for like two. All of a sudden now I ordered these like months and months, and now I'm like, okay, wait a minute. I know I ordered something like 17. Now I need this. I was like, I really need this, and I couldn't find it. I
Can't
was off
find
in my
it.
emails, and I was like, this really sucks. I bought this for this now, and I need it. I can't find it. Yeah, but yeah, it's
Or when you buy something and realize that you already bought something that was so similar that why did you buy this?
Mm-hmm.
that's called Nutsville.
That's called Nutsville.
Yes,
Always all, you know.
done it. Yes, done it. Yeah.
So anyway, so continue. See the trends. So now we've interrupted the 3 days. So you see, after you see the trends.
Yeah, so once you've got your trends, so here's what your next step needs to be is now you need to start prioritizing, right? You need to start prioritizing the things that need to get done, that you have to either do on a daily basis, or maybe something, a bigger project that's going to take you some time. And I want to talk about procrastination real quick, because Barbara, you were saying something earlier as I was listening in about when you don't like the things that you're doing, you're going to put them off. And so I read something that was really, really interesting a while back. And it said that procrastination is not necessarily a time management issue, more so as an emotional issue. So if you think about it, the things that we enjoy, the things that we like doing, we're going to do those all day long. And we're going to make those our priority first thing to do because they're fun. They're not boring. They're not difficult. So we make those the first thing. The things that we procrastinate on are the things that are out of our comfort zone, the things that are boring, or the things that we just don't want to do. So it's more an emotional thing because you're going to do the things that are going to make you happy. So that's why you're getting all these little fun, easy things and filling your day with that because it's what makes you happy. And then it's the bigger things that we're not happy doing that we're procrastinating on. So what I like to tell people is when you've got one of those tasks that you just don't want to do it, you've been putting it off for forever, just think about it and put it in perspective. Okay, if I get this done, it's done. I mean, think about how much is weighing on you because you keep thinking about it every day, but you keep putting it off and doing it tomorrow. So now you're putting guilt on yourself for not getting it done.
Right.
You're putting your energy onto it for not getting it done because you keep thinking about getting it done every day. So why not take that task, even if it has to be broken down, maybe break it down into like 15-minute intervals. Do it very first thing in the morning, put it on your list, make it first thing in the morning, do 15 minutes today, commit to doing 15 minutes tomorrow, 15 minutes the next day until you get it done. And that way you're not looking at, oh God, I've got to spend 6 hours on this thing, or it's going to take me half a day. No, you're going to spend 15 minutes. And then you're going to move on, and tomorrow you'll spend another 15 minutes. It's like when you have that one room in your house that's just a complete cluttered mess, and you walk by every day and look at it and it's like, I'm going to clean this. And then you walk by the next day, I'm going to clean this. But you don't do it because you think the huge task that it's going to take. Mm-hmm. So why not put a time on your calendar, whatever time during the day, you have 15 minutes. You go and you work on it for 15 minutes, put a timer on your phone, 15 minutes is up, that stops, you go and you go about the rest of your day. And then you commit to doing it again tomorrow. So this is a great way to get tasks done that you've been putting off, that are taking away energy from other things that you need to be doing. And it gets it done. It might take you a little bit longer because you're doing it in blocks, smaller blocks, but it's far less overwhelming to think of it and doing it in that perspective.
I love you brought that up because what I started doing, Michelle, is I bought a timer. I got a timer and I set it. Well, I do it for like 25 minutes. And once the 25 minutes, when it goes beep, beep, when it goes off, I say, okay, that means I need to switch. I stayed 25 minutes on this one particular thing. Now I need to switch gears. Or if I need a little bit more time with it, I just set the timer for maybe another, 10 minutes if it's something that I really need to be getting done. If I'm almost there, I'm like, okay, I hate to stop in 50. I'm like 2 minutes away from being done. I add like another maybe 5 minutes and just get it out the way. So I've been training myself to use this timer more and more. And I've noticed, like you said, it has helped. It has really helped making me focus and get on things that I need to get done, especially the stuff that you're like, oh, I got to do this research. I got to do the extra. I really don't want to do this. And you're right. You put it to the side, but then you become more stressful when you keep putting it off because you know you got to do it.
Right. Because you're constantly thinking about it, whether you consciously or subconsciously, you're thinking about it all the time. So you've got to find a way to either, like we said earlier, delegate it, eliminate it, or just do it.
And for me, one of the things I'm going to tell on myself, once in a while, I've been known to put things off. And then it's like it becomes a mountain of, oh, I am going to be so humiliated. I can't believe I'm going to have to go and fess up that I have not done this. And it's either going to cost me time, money, energy, effort. Well, when I bought my Mac, I bought another piece of equipment. Could never get it worked. Well, it sat on my desk. Sat on my desk, sat on my desk, sat on my desk. Well, then it got something spilled on it. So then it was sat on my, and then it sat, oh, then I can't take it back. Finally, yesterday, I said, I have got to do something with this. I've either got to take it back and say, can I refund this? And if I can't refund it, then throw it out or give it away. You've got to get this, because every time I looked at it, I was reminded of the fact that I had spent money on something, not used it, and then didn't take it back in a timely manner.
Yeah.
What a relief it's been.
Yeah,
I'm going to give it away. I can't refund it.
Yeah.
Gave it away. I'm giving it away.
But do you see how releasing stuff like that? I mean, how long was that sitting there?
Oh, months.
Yeah.
And it was bothering me every time I saw it.
Yeah. You spent months of energy thinking about this tiny little thing.
Yeah.
And then think of the relief of just, I'm done with it. Like, it's gone.
It's gone. Yeah.
So we hold on to so much.
Yeah.
And that's part of, that's part of the mindset issues. We hold on to things for so long, like waiting for the timing to be perfect, or waiting for something else to happen, and it never does. But now you've wasted weeks, months of energy,
years sometimes.
Yeah, worrying about that thing. So
yeah,
I was listening to
years, it's messed up.
I was listening to a podcast yesterday, just a little bit about that subject. So Michelle, I'm so grateful that you brought it up. Is that he said so often people are waiting to be successful, but you can't wait to be successful for your big break, but you have to prepare for your big break, because lots of times your big break will pass you by because you weren't ready for it.
You have to make it happen.
You do the like a friend of mine, one of my mentors, he says, do what it takes, do the prep work, because then when your big break manifests itself, oh wow, you're ready. Yes, I would love to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. Do the priorities, like Michelle just said.
Wow. Well, the priority I want to do right now is, because our time is near right now, is we want to make sure that we give Michelle that last, those golden nuggets she can give our audience. So Michelle, any last, things that we can think about regarding, anything that you want to bring up before we close out?
Yeah. So I just want to say, it's so important that a couple things. One, that you're patient with yourself. Don't put so much pressure on yourself to be perfect, to be, having to do everything that everybody says. So be patient with yourself. It's okay to say no. And, stop looking for that perfection. I heard this in one of the seminars I was in, looking for the need to be perfect is constantly looking for the imperfect. So stop trying to be perfect. You know, done is better than not done. I'm sure that's not how that's said, but that's the way I say it.
That's good.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And just, you know, be kind to yourself. We are our own worst critics. And
Yes.
so we all have those inner gremlins and the way that we talk to ourselves. And a lot of times you don't even recognize it. So stop and think for a moment and be kind to yourself. I actually saw somebody posted a meme this morning. I'm going to talk to myself the way that I talk to my dog. Oh, you're such a good girl. Oh, you want a treat. Oh, you're so beautiful. You know? So let's talk to ourselves the way that we talk to our dogs
Oh, that's
and be
true.
and be
That's
kind to
true.
ourselves.
Wow, that when you think about it even more deep, that's kind of sad that you talk to your animals better than you talk to yourself.
Right?
It's like,
Right?
what?
And it's
That's like
true.
a reality check.
It's so true. I mean, a lot of if you think about it, if you were to talk to somebody else the way that you talk to yourself a lot of times or think about yourself, they'd probably punch you in your face because you would really piss some people off if you talk to anybody else the way you talk to yourself.
So true.
So,
We beat
you know,
ourselves up so much. We really
be
do.
patient and be kind with yourself. And then last but not least, celebrate. Celebrate every little achievement. And I don't care if it's get up and dance to your favorite song during the day, if it's go to dinner with your husband or your loved one, if it's just take a walk out in the sunshine, whatever it is, celebrate every little milestone, every little achievement. Because when you're able to do that and you get those good feelings inside of you, it works towards your benefit in that your subconscious is going to be like, oh, well, you did that and it made you feel really, really good. So let's do that again so we can get that feeling again. So the more you can celebrate even the littlest achievements, the better off and the more successful you're going to be.
Ooh, some good gold nuggets. Good gold. Bar, did you have something to say? I know you wanted to. I know while Michelle was giving us the wisdom.
Yeah, just Michelle, yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth, which is a good thing. Because it's absolutely the truth. It's absolutely the truth. Because like one of my mentors, his thing is love what you do in the service of people who love what you do. But the thing is, you're the person. It starts with you.
Mhm.
So,
Love what you do in the
mhm.
service of you, because you cannot possibly give to someone else what you don't have yourself.
Yes.
So true. So true. Ooh.
Take
Yes.
time. Take time and be kind. And Michelle couldn't have said it better. Be kind to yourself.
Yes. I love it. Love
Be
it.
kind to yourself.
Yes. Well, everybody, just let everybody know I did put Michelle's contact information, her website.
Oh.
Michelle, is there anything else that you want to tell the audience of what you're doing, coming, what you're doing, something coming up, or anything else, any products that you have or anything?
So I've got my coaching program that's on my website. It's a productivity coaching program. It's self-paced, all digital, so we can get some more shelf help on your list there. And I really wanted to, talk about my journal that I have. It's available on Amazon. It's called Get in the Habit. It's a 30-day guided journal.
Ooh,
And you can also get this through my website. The link is there. And I believe wholeheartedly in the practice of journaling, gratitude, affirmations. And this journal gives you the prompts. So it's not just empty pages, it gives you the
Oh,
prompts
wow.
every day and evening, what to write. It asks you to answer questions. It has
Ooh.
an evening section that helps you to evaluate your day so that we
Mm.
don't go to bed thinking we didn't do enough during the day, which so many of us do. And I'm really proud of this. It's people who have used it have said it's made a huge impact in their productivity and the way that they think of things. So that's available on Amazon if anybody would like to go ahead and pick that up.
Well, I'm about to order that as soon as I get off of this.
Awesome.
I'm loving that. I need that big time. And
It's
like,
keeping track.
do you have it already, Barbara?
No, I don't know. It's but
Okay, then you
but
have to buy
it
it
helps you to
too.
keep track.
Hmm.
It helps
Well,
you to keep track.
Absolutely.
so I don't want you to procrastinate, Barbara, like it, because I don't want to do it too. So as soon
Yeah.
as we get off from the
It's
show, we
called
need to buy the book.
There you go.
Let's just do that. Let's
do that. Right.
put
Right.
that on your
Step by
little
step.
checklist. Yeah, for that. Well, Michelle, thank you so much for being on the show. You have been just full of wisdom, full of nuggets. And, I always tell people, I do this all the time when I have shows is please, we bring the experts, we bring the gurus on to help you, live better in certain areas. So take the information that Michelle said and, what the BB said and try it. Try it. All you can say is, what didn't work for me, I'm going to do something else. Or you might just surprise yourself and say, yes, what they told me is working. But you got to put it in action. Like we said, we got to put it all into action. So Barbara, any other things that you have to say for, our show or what's coming up?
Yeah, no, we are just doing really well. Last week I know one thing for next week. We were having she's a brand, she does branding, and what your profile picture says about you. She was going to be on last week, but unfortunately she took ill. So she's going to be on next week, and her name's Kat, and so it's like, yeah, I think it'll be fun.
Fun, and that's what we talk about. Smile and
That'd be
happiness.
fun.
So thank you again, Michelle, for coming on. We truly appreciate you. I was going to put the hearts up for you.
Yeah. I love that we can, isn't that one of God's miracles that we can absolutely have that that we can put it together.
Yes, definitely.
That we're a miracle of creation.
Yes, yes. So we will see everybody next Tuesday. And like we always say, time to shine. Make happiness be what, Barbara?
That be the norm rather than the exception. And it's a choice.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Thanks. Bye-bye.